Hey, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching his word with truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the Akim and a few Aquath, the true believers are the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy, dealing with the MOTB. This will be an MOTB update, and Lord willing, this is edifying. I got an article that I'm gonna read dealing with the micro C hip. And dealing with how Esau's trying to ban it, but Esau don't understand that he can't ban the prophecy of the charagma, however you want to say it. So let's get straight into it, and I'll get a couple of precepts. This ain't gonna be long though. I got this from watching brother Kazak Ya'ala out of Mississippi camp, GMS Mississippi camp. I believe his YouTube page is Yahweh Shai Regrassa, if I'm saying that right. So let's get right into it. This is from GovTech. From Government Technology, and it reads, should states ban mandatory human microchip implants? You see? they could try, but it's not going to be successful. Because the mandatory implementation of these chips is biblical. You can read about that in Revelation the 13th chapter. It says he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their hand or in their forehead. So, Esau trying to upset prophecy, but like it tells you in 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And Lord's will, I'll get those precepts. But let me read a little bit of this. It says, a new report examines the rise of preemptive bans on human microchip implants, noting that 13 states have recently enacted such a ban, despite no companies currently requiring the technology. Yeah, because, ultimately people see this as a form of control, which it is. It's a form of ultimate control that the small hats have come up with. When I said small hats, I'm talking about Amalek, Esau. Is that technology that Esau has come up with. Ultimately, it was from the Heavenly Father, if you understand spiritually, because the Heavenly Father deals with both sides. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a couple of precepts. First, let me get that Revelation. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, a M-A-R-K, or the name of the beast, or Slakia, to receive a M-A-R-K in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the M-A-R-K, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right. You know, they're going to make it to where you can't do anything unless you have, you know, this charagma, this sihip. You can't travel. You can't go to the store. You can't go into another part of town. You can't go into another state. You can't fly. You know, you can't purchase any goods. It's going to get to that dystopian future. That movies like what's the name of that movie? Like Demolition Man, and then you know, movies like that movie depicts. It's going to get like that, or iRobot, you know. It's going to get buck wild crazy out here. You know, Esau already flooding the earth with AI. So, you know. Matter of fact, it says the Carnegie Council for Ethics and International Affairs has released a report entitled "The Rise of Preemptive Bans on Human Microchip Implants," looking primarily at how some states are preparing for an increased prevalence of this technology. Notably, more states are enacting preemptive bans to prevent employers from requiring that their workers be microchipped. Let me see. Yeah, and to be honest, you're probably going to see more states jump on the bandwagon because they know that this is sinister, but it's going to be to no avail. You know, prophecy above all, prophecy is undefeated, and it's already been written that this is going to come to pass. And you have a company, I believe they're called 3 Square Markets out there in Wisconsin. You know, they started off, they're the front runners with this microchipping in work facilities, you know, some years ago. And they I believe it was voluntary at first. I believe it's voluntary. But you know that Esau, that's how he does things. He does things through gradualism. First it's going to be voluntarily, and then it's going to be made mandatory. Because it told you in Revelation that he causeth all. You know, and from what I understand, they're already starting to chip the inmates in prisons. You know, if they want to receive a lesser time, they got to receive the chip, the micro C-hip. So, you know, he there's prophecy playing out right before your very eyes. It says U.S. states are increasingly enacting legislation to preemptively ban employers from forcing workers to be microchipped, which entails having a subdermal under the skin, subunderdermal skin chip surgically inserted between one's thumb and index finger. See, just like it says in the scriptures. In their hand or in their forehead. It says internationally, more than 50,000 people have elected to receive microchip implants to serve as their swipe keys, credit cards, and means to instantaneously share social media information. You see? And so that you will not be able to buy or sell. These people receive the microchip implants to serve as swipe keys, credit cards. You see, and this is how the the devil gonna implement it. This is how he's implementing it, as a convenience. You know, it's going to turn into one thing. You know, you're not going to need no keys for the gym. You're not going to need no access to your bank account. You're not going to need no access to your house or even your car. Some people use their chip to get into their cars, you know, their smart cars or whatever. It says, this technology is especially popular in Sweden, where chip implants are more widely accepted to use for gym access, e-tickets, or transit systems, and to store emergency contact information. Yeah, so you see that Esau is he's going full steam ahead with this, with his plans. It says, but why are these states taking this proactive action to ban microchip implants before any evidence, excuse me, has emerged of widespread misuse? According to Mississippi State Senator Kevin Blackwell, and he's a Republican, you see the R, who proposed a state bill to preemptively ban human microchip implants in 2024, despite no employers in his state currently requiring it. This technology poses a risk to employees' rights, Blackwell said. It says technology, and the Republican said, technology today is advancing at a rapid pace, and as a legislator, we need to be aware of the use and misuse of this microchip implant technology. Let me get another preset real quick. You know, and then this is Esau's ultimate goal, to have everybody connected into the Internet of Things, you know, the Internet of Bodies. Let me see, this is Daniel 12 and 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. It says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Yeah, so as you see, knowledge has been increased, and this is how you know that we are at the last day, at the time of the end, because Daniel was commanded to shut up the books until the end, and the books have been opened, starting with the apostles and elders of GMS, you know, and their elders, like Elder Abba Bivens, Elder Yaquab, King Masha, you know, High Priest Ariah. So this is how we know that we're in that time, because knowledge has definitely been increased. Let me continue reading. It says, other perspectives on microchip implants. It says, at the same time, and on the other end of the spectrum, Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Neuralink, praised the many advances of human brain interfaces and the first human trials to help people overcome various diseases. It says the promise happy billionaire has not only declared that Neuralink is going to be full steam ahead, but that patients will be outperforming pro gamers within 2 years. Yeah, he already started. There's his first patient, and from what I understand, it's not even his first patient. That guy, I believe his name is Nolan Ardbury. Matter of fact, Salakia, let me look at him. Yeah, there you go. His name is Nolan Arbach. Nolan Arbach, a 30-year-old quadriplegic, was the first person to receive Elon Musk's Neuralink brain implant in February 2024. Yeah, you see? And from what I understand, he wasn't even the first. And he's not the last. I had a couple of articles saved for next lesson where it speaks about what's his name? It speaks about Elon Musk already having what's that called? Already having a second patient. I believe that was in the summer of 2024. And the third patient. He already having a third successful patient. So they're moving along with this technology. It says, and that's not even his wildest claim. Musk reckons Neuralink is going to have to speed up human brains so that AI doesn't get bored. You know, him talking shit. And then it goes into Neuralink's future plans. Brain to computer interfaces. It says Neuralink hopes to create direct brain to computer interfaces that allow Salakia, let me cross the street. There's no sidewalk, so I gotta look. Even though it's still kind of early, you gotta always be circumspect. It says brain to computer interface. Neuralink hopes to create brain to computer interfaces that allow people to control digital devices with their thoughts. And this is what the Neuralink patients do. You know, they play video games with their mind. You know, and that's all linked up to the image of the beast. Salakia says treating neurological disorders. Neuralink could treat neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease, memory loss, addiction, insomnia, schizophrenia, and seizures. Yeah, and this is what this is part of the lying wonders that Satan's going to come with, like it tells you in was that, I believe, 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter. You know, restoring movement. Neuralink could help people with paralysis. Neuralink could help people with paralysis or amputations control exoskeletons and prosthetics to restore movement. You know, this is why you're gonna have so many people running to get this C-hip, this implant. Why? Because, you know, if they're paraplegic or they have extremities that don't work anymore, you know, Elon Musk, as you see, has promoted that it'll help them use their extremities. Let me see. Emerging with artificial intelligence. It says, Neuralink's long-term vision is to combine human consciousness with artificial intelligence. And that's exactly what Esau is doing. It says human enhancement. Neuralink could enhance cognitive abilities and memory. Robot limbs. Neuralink could implant robotic limbs derived from Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot. You see, transhumanism, merging man with machine. This is what Esau wants to do, and this is what Esau is going to do. You know, like it tells you in the book of Psalms, the Most High is not in all his thoughts. You know, he believes that Esau has a God complex. And that's just simple and plain. It says digital autonomy for people with quadriplegia. Neuralink's goal is to restore digital autonomy to people with quadriplegia due to spinal cord injury and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. It says high performance interface. Neuralink's goal is to provide a high-performance interface that enhances the control of digital devices. Get out of here. Salakia. Little dog was... You know, you got demons out here today, man. You gotta watch. You know, people getting ready for church and whatnot. Got demons. But anyway, you know, gonna get this lesson off regardless. And where was I? Oh yeah, high performance interface. It says Neuralink's goal is to provide a high performance interface that enhances the control of digital devices for people with quadriplegia. Hold on, let me cross the street. Neuralink's current device is called the N1 implant, which is a brain-computer interface, BCI. I've done videos on that, what the BCI is. Implant that records neural activity. And then you got... but not to mention, was that guy named Nolan Arbach. He... you know... I believe he's even recorded saying that the brain chip is faulty. It can be hacked, rather. It says, what about hacking microchip implants Kim Commando recently explored the question, can a brain chip implant be hacked? The response was apparently yes from Neuralink's first patient. However, Nolan Arbog shared with Kim that he believes the benefits outweigh the risks. Let me see. From what I understand, and as a matter of fact, I looked it up on kimcommando.com, and I got the let me see, and I looked it up, and I got the what's it called? The interview that she did with Nolan Arbog. I believe this is it. Salakia. I don't think they have the yeah, I don't think they have the audio. It would have played. Oh, you gotta download it. Oh, here we go. I believe it'll play.
Spoiler alert. A 2-word warning that we're about to ruin the end. But sometimes spoilers can be worthwhile. And so we designed the Lexus NX to reveal many things. Like taking the mystery out of how close you are between parking space lines, or the time you'll arrive at your dinner reservation. Technology designed to remove surprise endings. It's just a better story that way. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Salakia for the ads and commercials.
Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. Well, Nolan, thanks for coming down to see us here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, here it is. And this is where it is. I believe I'm gonna play a little bit of it. This is where Nolan explains to Kim Commando that he believes that the brain chip implant can be hacked.
Have me.
So, I have to tell you, I've been in tech, a long time. Actually, my mother worked for Bell Labs.
Okay.
And she was like one of the inventors of the first video phone.
Whoa.
Okay, I know. And so my introduction to tech was probably when I was about 8 or 9.
Cool.
When I was watching her test these prototypes and go into Bell Labs. And then I went and I got a degree in computer science and ended up here, overnight success, of course, right? There's no such thing. But I am so excited for you. I really am. Because, when we talk about technology, everybody gets excited like, oh, well, we got ChatGPT. We have an AI that's coming down the pike. But when we can use technology to really better someone's life, and that it's really the most important use of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can have Siri do stuff, maybe understand something every once in a while, right? We can have Amazon Echo speakers. We can have a little robot running around the house.
Yeah.
But when it can actually change a person's life for the better, that's why I was so excited to know that you were coming down to the studios today.
Yeah.
Okay, because you were like patient 1. And if we think of the one things that we've had all along, like the first iPhone, to compare to what it is today, right? So, but you're patient number 1 with a Neuralink BCI,
Yep.
the brain to computer implant interface. I'm sorry, interface. What was that like, knowing that you were going to be patient number one?
Yeah, it was all right. There were some pros and cons. I was excited. I mean, it's cool to be the first of anything. I think that drove me a little bit, at least. I was a little worried that maybe it wouldn't work, or there would be some downsides to it, because, the first of anything, you never know if it's going to work.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
But I always knew that, I guess, as we were going through the process, I knew that I wanted to be the first to test all of that out. I knew that if anyone was going to go through it, if anyone was going to experience the downsides of it, then I wanted to do that and take that on as much as possible to help people after me. So being the first was cool. I mean, it's exciting.
Now, was it a long surgery?
No, from what I understand, it was supposed to be between 3 and 6 hours long, but everything went so perfectly, it was under 2.
Wow.
It was really quick, yeah.
Well, I guess I should back up. How did you even know, like, to apply for this?
Yeah.
And, I mean, how did you even get involved?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Neuralink when I applied. One of my buddies from college, he worked in the spinal cord field after college. He worked in a spinal cord lab, and he followed the Elon Musk sphere quite a bit. So he was just randomly Googling something about SpaceX, I think, and it had shown up that day that Neuralink had opened up the human trials. And so he texted me and said, "Hey, do you want to get a chip in your brain?" And kind of jokingly, I was like, "Yeah, well, like, might as well." And so he called me on the phone and kind of gave me a 5-minute rundown of what Neuralink was about, what they were doing, what they were planning. And I said, "Sure, like, I'll sign up. I'll apply for it." I had applied for trials in the past. I think maybe like 3 or 4 years prior, I applied for a massive database over the whole, like, North America, basically, for spinal cord injury related studies, and I didn't hear back from a single person for anything. So when I applied to Neuralink, I thought, there's no way.
Be just another one.
There's no way. So I joked around on my application. I told them I wanted an Iron Man suit. Like, I just, funny things. And then I heard back from them in like a day or two. And
did you really?
It's just kind of a whirlwind. A month later, I was up here in Phoenix at Barrow's Neurological Institute getting a full day of like physical testing, brain scans, blood tests, urine tests, all, the whole 9. And I think, 3-4 months after I applied, I was getting surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Okay. So how did you become paralyzed?
Yeah, so right after my senior year at college, I was 22. I was working at a summer camp up in the Poconos, and it was my day off. I was at a man-made lake, and if you imagine like running into the ocean and you get to about waist deep water, the waves are coming in, then you kind of like dive under, a wave.
Sure.
That's all I did in the lake. It's not like I was jumping off any sort of like cliffs. I wasn't jumping high. I didn't like dive headfirst in anything. I just ran in the water with a couple of guys, and we all kind of dove in like that. I think I got hit in the side of the head by one of the guys that was with me, a stray hand, elbow, knee, foot, something, because I definitely didn't hit the bottom. The side of my head was sore for a few weeks, so I knew I got hit in the side of my head. I don't know, it was just kind of a freak accident.
Random
really.
accident,
Yeah.
freak accident there. Yeah, that's so tragic.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but I coped pretty well. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I kind of roll with the punches, so I actually immediately woke up face down in the water, and I knew that I was paralyzed. I tried to move and I knew I couldn't, and so I was holding my breath, and I just thought, what do I do now? And that's kind of how I've been the entire time with my accident. Just how do I move forward? What can I do to make my life better even a little bit? Get off a ventilator, try to get as much movement back as possible, just things like that. And I think I've been really blessed to have a family and friends, massive, great support system that's really kept me going, and I've stayed fairly positive over the years, all things considered.
Well, you know what? You have a great attitude.
Thanks.
I mean, obviously, it shows through. I mean, and your warmth and your generosity, and what you wanted. I'm sure there are great things ahead for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
So you get this implant.
Yep.
Okay. And did it work automatically, or explain to us how it works?
Yeah, so the implant has 64 threads, and on each thread are 16 electrodes. The electrodes are placed near, in my motor cortex on the left side of my brain, in the right hand part of my motor cortex. And basically when the neurons fire, so the electrodes are placed, the threads and electrodes are placed near neurons, and when they fire, that records those whatever intentions that they are. So if I try to move my hand to the right, neurons fire, it picks up those signals, sends it to an application that Neuralink created, and they upload it on a computer, and I train algorithms, I train models, so a lot of machine learning. I train them to do exactly what I want. It's almost like calibrating a cursor on a computer screen. It tells you to move the cursor to the right, so you push to the right. It tells you to move to the left, you push to the left. I do that with the Neuralink, with the app and the algorithm, and over time it learns what I want to do, and then I can control the cursor.
Now, so how long have you had the BCI?
A little over 5 months.
Is it getting better?
It is. It's still getting better every day. It's a lot of software tweaks on Neuralink's side. They're learning more what information is redundant, what they don't need. Some things are obsolete that they thought might, help improve control that really doesn't. So they're constantly refining it, and so it's been getting better the whole 5.5 months ish that I've had it.
Nerds! Listeners, as we go into a new year, we all have a lot on our plates. They're back.
What was like the biggest thing that you're able to do now that you were not able to do before?
I mean, what I keep telling people is it's something as simple as sending a text message. I just sent a text even the other day from my old computer while my Neuralink was charging, and one of my friends was in the room, and it took me about 10-15 minutes to send the text. Constant, like you were talking about Siri sometimes understanding what you're trying to say.
Right.
It doesn't work, and so it would take me so long to even reply to one person. Now imagine trying to keep in touch with all of my friends, all of my family all the time. It's just not feasible. So now I can send a text in a couple seconds. It's super easy.
So tell us, how do you send a text now?
So I do it through the computer. I do it through the app. I have cursor control right now. That's just the first part of the study. So soon it'll be things like texting and different ways for the implant to understand what I'm trying to tell it, different words maybe. So right now I have a virtual keyboard that I control with my cursor, and I have a dictation that Neuralink built specifically for me. And so I go on like a text messages on my computer through my phone, and I'll either use dictation or type with the cursor, little things here and there. It's super simple.
Okay, so we have some videos of you playing chess.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Explain to us what we're looking at right now.
So this is the calibration.
Yeah, and this is the height of the technology of the implants. Playing chess, sending texts, trying to be like the Most High. Let me get a quick scripture. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 2. So I'll start at 1. It says, "The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God." Yeah, and this is what Esau is doing, trying to portray himself that he is God, trying to give people life again, through his technology that the Most High gave him. Let me continue just a little bit more.
Process this one right here.
Oh.
So this is these bubbles. I will either follow the cursor to those bubbles, and then eventually it'll give me control of the cursor, and then I move the cursor to each bubble. And this was the first time I had actually ever gotten complete cursor control.
Now, okay, so everybody knows, what is the cursor?
What you move with the trackpad with the mouse.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so you're thinking about moving the cursor.
Yeah, at first it started out with me attempting to move. So in my mind, all of this made a lot of sense at the beginning. It's a chip with threads that are implanted in my motor cortex.
.com/awards to find the best financial products today.
How many people are on the team?
I don't know. With the people that I work with, I think maybe 10 to 12 that work with me directly. I talk to maybe 4 or 5 of them on a weekly basis. The rest are more in the background. Here, at some point in time, other people won't have to go through what I've gone through. Other people won't have to experience paralysis at all. I imagine a world where someone has a spinal cord injury, goes into a hospital, gets surgery, and they walk out a day or 2 later. No muscle atrophy, no negative side effects at all. I think it's totally doable. And
Hold on, let me try to rewind it back a couple of minutes. I think he says it in here.
how directly we would work together, mainly because it's a study. I'm not sure how.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that. They probably don't want to taint it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure.
So has it been? It has been approved by the FDA.
Yeah. So this is a safety study. So it's approved for the FDA for human clinical trials. So this is just trying to see how safe it is, and then how effective it is at doing what it's supposed to do. Safety first, and then how effectiveness second.
Now, have the folks at Neuralink, have they ever talked to you about whether or not it could get hacked?
Yeah, it's possible. But the more I talk with them about it, the more I did talk with them about it or think about it, there's not much that you would get from it. You would be able to read my neurons firing. You might be able to, hack the cursor and control my computer if I'm connected to it and you're close enough, which, I mean...
Because it'd have to be through Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's all through Bluetooth,
right.
So you'd have to hack it in that way, and then you could control my computer. I would just be able to shut my computer, turn off, disconnect from the Neuralink, and all that would stop. I mean, there are a lot of ways that I just don't see why anyone would want to. You wouldn't get anything from it, so it doesn't make sense to me. So
it's kind of people are always concerned their pacemakers or something else are going to get
exactly.
hacked.
Yeah, exactly. And the security is the Neuralink team they're smart guys, and they have a really good security team around this, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, you have it. You heard it from his mouth himself. The first Neuralink patient. He said that it could get hacked, but he's not worried about it because of the security. Let me get a couple more precepts and I'll shut this down. It's been going long enough. Let me get that in 2 Thessalonians, like I said. There's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse, I start at 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." If you look up the word perdition, it means utter destruction. The man of the destruction, the son of destruction, the man of sin, is nobody other than Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And that's clearly evident. You say anything otherwise, the spirit's not dealing with you, you're a bug out, to be perfectly honest. It says, verse 4, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is the Most High." Yeah, and this is what Esau has done, through ever since the Renaissance. The word Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth of what? The Roman Empire. And, Esau has caused iconoclasm. Defacing of images, rewriting history, critical race theory, critical race history theory, rather. It really is a fact that he has done these things. It says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And this is the time that we're in. We're in his time of being revealed. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yeah, and this is what you see. That wicked is being revealed through the spirit, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And the Lord's mouth is his servants, the prophets. You know, they go out on highways and hedges, day in and day out, week in and week out, uploading videos and epistles, you know, chanting down and exposing this devil for who he really is. He's not the son of the Most High. He doesn't look like the son of the Most High. He's the devil. He's Esau, and him and his seed line are the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Yeah, and this is what you see. He's coming with signs and lying wonders. Esau's coming with power and signs of lying, coming with all power and signs and lying wonders. There's this Neuralink brain chip implant is a lying wonder. Because it's giving the false hope of people being able to basically, you know, move as if they never got injured. That's a lying wonder. But people are still going to continue to get it. Doesn't matter. But we're here to tell you, if you take that C-hip, your ass will be grass. Let me get this and close. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And you see it reads, doom for worshippers of the beast. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's your penalty for taking that micro C-hip. You know, you're going to take part in that second death. You know, which is that thermonuclear fire. So, you know, if you're an Israelite, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, it would behoove you not to take that C-hip under any circumstances. It's better to, like the saying in the world goes, it's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. So, you know, even if you gotta die for this truth, that like the Lord said, like our Lord and Savior Yahweh said in Revelations, the 2nd chapter, be faithful unto death, and I shall give thee a crown of life. And that's what we look forward to. So I pray that this was edifying, Lord's will, and shalom to the hopeful elect.